Run through the tape. In life, never give up. Run through the tape.
Got a pair of game twos in the West tonight on TNT. The Blazers and Grizz, followed by the Spurs and Clippers. And right now on NBA TV, you got the Nets and the Hawks.
Where's that game?
That's down at the Highlight Factory downtown.
Man. I'm gonna have to go
Brooklyn shooting 51%, three-point lead, erasing an early 12-point Atlanta advantage.
I got to go see that game.
No, you're going to be working with us. Welcome to TNT NBA Tip-Off, presented by Auto Trader. Ernie Johnson, got Shaq, got Kenny, got Charles. Got some stuff to talk about here, too. I guess we'll start with the game we're about to see, the Blazers and the Grizzlies. Memphis led it wire to wire in the opener and really dominated game one. Backcourt shooting for Portland, Damian Lillard, 5 for 21. C.J. McCollum, 1 for 8.
6
by the
for
way,
29.
Aaron Aflalo is not going to play tonight. He had hoped he would, but he will not. Chris Kaman also not going to play for the Blazers. He turned an ankle in practice.
Why would you be practicing that hard in between games?
Maybe it wouldn't be gone.
You don't always have to be practicing hard. You get a turn back.
Yeah, they got a name for that. We call it clumsy.
There you go. So what are Portland's chances of tying the series tonight, Kenny?
Without those two guys, that's a big task. Memphis, even with Mike Conley probably at about 80%, still is able to continue the pace that they want. The inside-outside, high-low game that Randolph and Gasol plays together, I think it's just too much with being injury-prone as well.
I think somebody from Portland is going to have a good game. Remember last year in the series versus Houston, the Memphis.
That's the last thing we need is you with a mic that's not working.
Oh, it don't work?
Doesn't sound like it, at least. We'll fix that.
First of all, I actually thought the ratings just went up on the show.
See, we couldn't hear that. Or I guess we could.
Listen, it's going to be tough for Portland. They beat the 5 straight times this year. Obviously, without those guys. Listen, this Memphis team, I've said all I thought they were the best team in the West if Mike Conley's healthy.
Mic check.
Good. I hear you.
It's the same thing, Mike Conley. But if Mike Conley's healthy, they are terrific. They got the best center, power forward combination in the NBA. Listen, but the one thing I've always said about Portland, the one guy who's the guy, is Nicholas Batum. If he plays well, which he's so inconsistent, it's very frustrating. He's very talented.
I don't think he's inconsistent.
Well, he's inconsistent.
I think he is what he is.
No.
I think he's a 14-point scorer.
No, but
he had 15, 7, and 4 in the opener.
But the thing is, he's with a few guys who he needs more than that, especially when Damon goes 5 for 21. But he can guard power forwards, small forwards, and point guards and two guards.
And he has apologized for what his role in that motivational thing that
was just silly locker room stuff.
I know. I'm just saying he apologized for saying we don't lose to Spanish players, and then people in the and then Marc Gasol, they asked him. He said, "Marc Gasol, look, I don't care about it." But Batum went back and said, "Look, it's all about France against Spain, FIBA."
That's all we.
I know.
But these idiots, I'm watching these idiots on TV act like he's got to do it. Dude, man, we say stuff and joking in the locker room all the time. You shouldn't have to apologize.
Well, he was talking about a rivalry that most people didn't know.
I mean, I don't like Kenny. If you go in my green room, it says Kenny sucks everywhere. I write it every week.
And anyway, it was a.
And I appreciate it.
It was a Slovenian who beat him the other day. Anyway, Bana Woodward had.
I do not want somebody who I don't like liking me.
All right, let's move on. Scott Brooks, fired by the Oklahoma City Thunder. What did Scott Brooks do wrong?
Well, what he did wrong this year, he didn't have all his players. So he
That's not his fault.
Let me finish, Ernie. So really, he didn't do anything wrong. It's unfair that he got fired, but, he had ample chances to get his team to that next level. And, it's just one of those things where he couldn't get past certain teams. He lost to the Spurs a couple of times, lost to a couple other teams. He did an unbelievable job, and I know he will be a coach somewhere else. 3 conference finals, 1 trip to the NBA finals. Kevin Durant plays 27 games this year.
They just screwed him, plain and simple. The guy made it to the finals, been in the conference finals 2 other times, and he was missing an all-star those years. This year he misses the MVP. Scott Brooks just got screwed. I mean, it's just plain and simple. We can come up with all this stuff. Him getting fired was really unfair.
Well, obviously it was not a deficiency in his skill. It was probably something personality, because That's the only reason you look at it. You go, wow. You look at those stats, you go, wow, that's impressive. So obviously it was something personality-wise between the players, between management, between ownership.
But Durant and Westbrook have defended him and supported him.
Yeah. So obviously the personality wasn't with the players. It was probably something else.
Here's an Instagram from KD. He said, today was tough for me. While I support our team's decision 100%, Scotty was my coach, a friend for the past 7 seasons, grew up as both a man and a ball player under his guidance, and for that I will forever be grateful. I wish nothing but the best for him and his family. I mean, but they're looking at, this franchise is looking down the road at 2016. Kevin Durant becomes a free agent. Talking to David Aldridge, who had said, look, they were looking at the timing of this. They didn't want the uncertainty after next year of possibly who's going to be the coach.
Well, that makes it worse.
And
that makes it worse, Ernie, because no good coach going to take this job. Why would I take this job if Durant and Westbrook going to leave? You'd be living in Oklahoma without Westbrook and Durant. I mean, what good coach would take that job? I mean, and no disrespect.
So you make the move now.
No, you don't make the move now.
Something that's apparently the Oklahoma
Well,
City
what if Kevin and Russell don't like the coach?
There you go.
You know, first of all, the team is
But
terrific.
they say Durant's going to have input on who it is.
Well, he liked Kevin. I mean, he liked Scotty.
He did.
Yeah, I mean, like I said.
Listen, first of all, they got a terrific team going forward if Durant is healthy.
Impressive
Scott Brooks did not deserve to get fired, plain and simple.
He will land on his feet, as they say. Coming right up, Blazers and Grizz from Memphis. Keep it here.
Averaged 29.8 last year in the Houston series. He had 32 the other day. And, this guy's just incredible. You got to get him the ball. You got to go to him. If he can continue to have monster games and his partner can play a little bit more consistent, then they have a chance. But right now, he's out there.